but let's move on and let's talk about earnings then. And Nalco came out with their earnings over the weekend, and we have Sridhar Patra, who is the CMD of Nalco, joining us on the show. Good morning, Mr. Patra. Despite the COVID-19 induced lockdown, you've seen a positive EBIT in the aluminium segment. So what actually aided this sort of performance for the company?
See, now the price is hovering around 1770, 1760, the range. And we get normally a 80-90 premium over and above the average LME. So with this, basically, the aluminium sector is likely to make some profit. And if you will see, basically the price of metal sectors is subject to cyclic trend. And earlier in the Q1 of the previous year, it was around, so to say, 1700, 1990, 1800 lagbhag. Now it has come down to 1500 in the Q1 average. So $300 has been reduced. But after this pandemic, it has come up and it is now hovering around 1760, 1770. And the prediction speaks, it will be hovering around 1775 to 1800. So it will give a good margin, what I expect, because some input cost also has gone down during this pandemic, because the industry across the globe has slowed down and some of these smelters have shut down also. So I hope it will give around 8 to 9,000 margin minimum.
Mr. Patra, the coal prices have actually tanked significantly in Q1. So to what extent has that aided the reducing your cost of production, as well as what is the sustainable level for the company's cost of production?
You see, cost of production, basically it is a price sensitive information, which I would not like to pattern, because the strategy what somebody has to follow for the company specific based on their strength and weakness. And fundamentally what you said, the coal price has reduced not because of the cost of production of the Coal India or NCL, which is a source for coal to Nalco, because during the COVID many industry have scaled down and many industry has not operated. So the demand for the coal reduced drastically, and price is basically determination by supply and demand forces. So the Coal India has taken a decision that to give at the best price. Even the auction coal, they were earlier putting best price plus 30% premium. Now during this COVID period, whatever coal auction they have made, that is at the best price. So the base price they have not reduced, but the premium what they were charging over the base price for auction, that they have waived, considering the demand supply forces. Definitely the entities which have acquired coal or which have purchased coal at that best price, it will result a saving in cost.
Okay. Mr. Patra, what sort of rebound have you seen in alumina and aluminium realizations during July and August?
You see, the first quarter average is around 1500, but now it has gone up because the first quarter the pandemic has affected seriously not only India, across the globe. Now the economic regain is taking place, and we are hopeful, quite hopeful, that the industry will pick up, because any smelter plant below 1800 it will not be viable, whether in India or European continent. If you see, that is the minimum price required, around 1800. So if that price is not prevailing in the international market, then the aluminum sector has to see whether continuation of production is viable or not. So now it has gained, and it is around 1760, 1770, and the projection is by end of this financial current fiscal, it will be hovering around 1775 to 1800, and that price plus premium, definitely it will give a good margin.
Okay, what's the status of the Utkal-D mining for your captive consumption? I mean, when will we see it getting commissioned in a more full-fledged manner?
we are planning to make this fiscal year to start operation of Utkal D, because we have got all clearances, even stage 2 forest clearance also just 2 days back we obtained. We are quite hopeful and will expedite all our effort to make it operational during this year.
Mr. Patra, can you give us a view on your margins going forward as volumes and realizations are going to recover?
Quite hopeful, because during the Q1, you see, despite of all odds, scale down of production and there is sluggish market, no domestic demand, it is a fact known throughout the country. Still then we could earn profit. That is the greatest achievement. And for this, I will give credit to my both the team, executive director who is heading both the smelter as well as refinery and mines, and all Nalconians who have put their effort to make continued operation. Because continued operation was also a challenge during the Q1. And with increasing demand, no doubt some inventory has been accumulated, you might have seen from our financial statement, but it is a blessing in disguise. The sales which have been deferred, which will be made in the Q2 and Q3, basically the price will be high. So I am quite hopeful that our action plan will remunerate us.
No, that's okay. Mr. Patra, thank you so much then for joining us to talk about your Q1 numbers.